Hello, Jen May here with JennKMay.com. In this quick tutorial, I'm going to actually be teaching you how to really position yourself on Facebook to really gain that momentum and be the one that's getting the friend invites versus the one that has to go out and try and get them. And so essentially what I really want to teach you in this is really how to position yourself, where to put your presence so that people recognize you in the niche that you're in, and really to put yourself in a position to make those connections and really build those relationships that will pay you for a lifetime. So basically the first thing I really want to go over is just laser targeting. And sort of in essence, this means basically being picky with who you choose to be friends with and who you choose to connect with. So just sort of for example, what you want to ensure you're doing is looking at people's information, right? So if you go to my info box here, I'm very, very detailed on, what I do and really my favorite quotations, what I like, my music, all this good stuff, so people can look and see what I'm all about, right? Well, you can do this with the people you're connecting with, basically. So before you decide to add somebody as a friend or somebody who looks like a potential business partner or a potential relationship that will benefit on both sides or whatever it is, it's really important that you actually go to their info area, and first and foremost, if this is not filled out and they didn't take the time to do that, do not even waste your time, in my opinion. Secondly, you want to be thorough about what they're saying there and seeing if it really resonates with who you are and what your purpose is and what you're really trying to accomplish, because that really puts you in a position to have a connection with that person. So that's the first step. The second thing is you can always look at their wall if they're not private and see what they provide and what their updates are to see if it's something that really resonates with who you are and somebody you want to connect with. So you really want to laser target. So just for example, just getting more in depth into that, say you're in a network marketing company, right? And you're building a team and you're building a community, and the most important thing is you finding other like-minded entrepreneurs who want to be a part of what you're doing. So instead of you going out and spamming everybody and plastering your link everywhere, you want to build relationships, and the best way to do that is to really look through who that person is. So essentially when you go to add them as a friend, looking through their information, seeing if they're in network marketing, checking out, if you scroll down on their information, you can see they have websites. You're able to go to their websites, check out their website, compliment on something on their information page, something that you all have in common, whatever it is, something on their blog, on their website, helps you really build that trust from the get-go and sort of an opening to really make that connection. So that's the first thing you want to do, is you essentially want to truly laser target and add the right people to your Facebook profile. Now, the biggest thing in that also to keep in sort of reminder as you're going through this is you do want to get to 5,000 friends as soon as you possibly can, with that sort of that idea in your mind as you're doing that. You can always delete people or unfriend them, as I would say, if they're not providing value or they're not active within the community that you're building. So that's number one, is really learning how to laser target and essentially building the relationships with the people that really will benefit both parties, basically. Now the next thing is a great tip that has really helped me is actually building a presence on a fan page. So we'll go to Jonathan Budd, for example, right? We all know he has thousands upon thousands of fans, right? I think it's let's see here, 23,389 people fan Jonathan Budd. So that is a great place for you to position yourself so that other people add you. So when you're going on to the fan pages similar to whatever your niche is, you definitely want it to be in that realm of what your niche is, and no matter if it's entrepreneurship, network marketing, online marketing, health and wellness, I don't care what it is, put yourself in those positions where those people are at and make yourself known. So whenever they have an update, make sure that you're liking it, and then you're actually adding a comment every time you like something, because just liking it isn't always going to build your presence. Actually providing value into that community is what's going to build your presence, and people are going to recognize what you say and who you are. So that's essential, and that takes some process. You have to be very consistent with it, so that people do start recognizing you and adding you. But that's a great way for people, for you to really position yourself to have friends add you versus you always constantly trying to add them as you're building your your Facebook profile. So that's a great little benefit there, building a presence on any fan page that really is inside of your niche and your realm, and really making yourself known in that area as a leader. So make sure that when you are responding and commenting and liking, that it's something of value and you're providing, a positive energy to the community. Now, the next thing, the third thing, is really making sure that you're building a trust with people. So when somebody, you add somebody as a friend or they add you, you want to make sure that you're giving that person really some high quality value that makes them feel pretty solid with the relationship that you're building, and that you can be that connection for them in some way, shape, or form that helps them along their journey. So building a trust is everything from providing value, providing an amazing quote, really just being you, being absolutely transparent and showing your true colors. And if you have children or if you have a dog or whatever is your little quirky thing that goes on in your life that you enjoy, hobbies, always make those known, and really put yourself out there as just exactly who you are, with integrating, true leadership, true heart, really just inspiring, encouraging people to really become, their better self. So that's really important, is building that trust. The greatest way you can do that is the 80-20 rule: 80% value, 20% promoting. Make sure you always stick with that. Now, the next thing I want to go over, the fourth thing, is really going into the idea of positioning yourself as a leader. And by this, I mean when you respond, when you're posting, everything you're doing through Facebook or through any online platform for that matter, it's absolutely essential that you know every time you write something, every time you respond to something, every time you put yourself out there, you're positioning yourself for other people to see you. And you want them to see you exactly for who you are, basically. And that leader that you truly are from within needs to come out 100% solely so that people can see that, and that they feel, sort of that connection with you, and that you can provide something for them to help them. So really that's a big thing in building relationships, is really positioning yourself as a leader, somebody that can provide really a guidance or direction for that other person on both ends, but essentially it's very important to position yourself that way. So say, for example, if you came right here, you can see, this is my last update here. If there's no heart in leadership, there's no leadership. So you can like that, and then you can go, okay, well, awesome, or you could respond to that and be like, wow, I definitely concur with that. Absolutely, 100%. Heart is the main ingredient to having a great leadership team. And then just add it. So that sort of positions you as giving value to something that was already provided, and update on another profile. So now you actually put that out there, and anybody who's on my profile now, any of my friends who see this, now see you saying that, and they're like, who's this person who actually added some value to something that was already of value? So that really is a great place to position yourself, is by doing things like that, so that people start adding you as a friend, the right people. Now, the next thing that you can really do to really get your presence sort of viral, I would say, is to syndicate support and help others consistently. So you always, if there's somebody who you really essentially see like a relationship that you want to build with them, or a partnership maybe in the future, or whatever it is, you want to make sure you're helping that person and making yourself known in that person's eyes. So just going to like their profile and syndicating what they share, tagging them when they share something awesome, repeating that and tagging them in it, providing support in all of their updates, sending them a message just, appreciating them for all the value they provide, really helping them build, whatever they're trying to build will put you in a position for them to recognize you, and that can build that trust and that connection with that person. So syndication and support and help of others has always been been the main core of anything that I've been able to accomplish online. It's an integral part of having any success with anything. Once you help somebody else, you are going to get that back 10 times fold. Now, the last thing I want to share that will help you gain, those relationships to benefit your business, your brand, whatever you're trying to do, your niche that you're in, is to join groups and fan pages, consistently. So always trying to find, you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to have like 20, 30 groups that you're in. You want to find some pretty solid groups that you can put your presence in, that you can build solid relationships with, and that will help you with a presence and sort of building a community around your profile. So essentially anything. So if you're an entrepreneur, right, you want to be in a group that is entrepreneur minded or is positive, positive, like-minded entrepreneurs in it, or if you're into like healing and spirituality, you want to be in a group with that. So you really want to position yourself in those groups and start making connections with those people, and really doing updates in those groups and creating those connections. Communities are a great place to really build a solid foundation for your own community within your profile. And then the next thing is fan pages. So not only building your presence on the fan pages, but really finding those people on the fan pages to connect with and tapping into their networks and so on and so forth. So you want to find those people who are making their presence known in that same like-minded status that you're positioning yourself in, and find those people who are sort of aligned and in the same position as you, and start friending those people, because that's where you're going to start gaining relationships, and then more connections that open more doors and opportunities and possibilities, and joint venture partnerships and business opportunities, business partnerships, and helping you grow your team if you're in network marketing, whatever it is. There's so many possibilities out there, but that really is where you'll find it, is really doing that laser targeting, finding those people. That's a great place to find them, is through fan pages and other profiles. So there you go. That's sort of my little tidbit on to really how to market on Facebook to benefit you. Don't be afraid to laser target and really be picky about who you choose to be friends with. Again, you want to be consistent with building your friendships, but if you follow all of the rules I just gave you, basically you will start getting 10 to 20, invites in your front inbox versus you having to go out and get them, which essentially happens to me every day. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want any more great tidbits or great advice, or any encouragement and guidance towards your online network marketing, leadership, those different types of things, definitely opt into jennkmay.com. You can go to wealthwithjen.com to opt in to the newsletter and get my free gift anytime. And I definitely appreciate being able to share this with you, and I will see you next time. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.